Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to do a A-level question from paper for May-June 2024. Variant 41 and 43 both are same. Question 1. The question states that WJPLC uses activity-based costing ABC. It calculates selling price by adding a markup of 50% to the total of the budgeted direct cost and overheads of each product. The following information is available. Each year, the company manufactures and sells 200 units of product A and 480 units of product B. Information about the budgeted direct cost for product A is as follows. Direct material costs $28,000 per annum using 7 kilos per unit. Direct labor requires 9 hours per unit paid at the rate of $11 per hour. And budgeted overheads per annum for both the products are as follows. Quality inspections, the value is $12,000, 180 inspections for product A and 320 for product B. Order processing, $18,000, 240 orders for product A and 120 for product B. Other overheads, $37,400, apportioned on the basis of unit produced. In the A bit of the question, we are asked to calculate the selling price of 1 unit of product A. Now let's start with the working notes. It was given that the direct material cost for product 8 is 28,000 per annum, and it was also mentioned that they are producing 200 units of product A, and for 200 units the cost of direct material is $28,000. For 1 unit, how much we cross multiply this? We get the direct material for single unit as 28,000 times 1 divided by 200, and the value which we get will be $140 for direct material for a single unit. Then we have direct labor. It was also mentioned that product A requires 9 labor hours to produce a single unit, and this labors are paid at the rate of $11 per hour. So the direct labor for a single unit will be 9 times 11, which will be $99. It was also mentioned that WJPLC uses ABC costing, and in ABC costing we have cost drivers. These are the activities which leads to cost, and here we have few examples of quality inspection, order processing and other overheads. For this, in ABC costing we have a formula, that is cost driver rate will be equal to cost pool value divided by the number of use of cost drivers. So for quality inspection rate, what we will do is we'll take the cost pool value which was given as $12,000 and the number of use of cost driver, that is for quality inspection we have 180 quality inspection for product A and 320 quality inspections for product B. So together it will be 500 quality inspections. So 12,000 divided by 500, we get the cost of quality inspection. For one inspection we are paying $24, and in the production of product A we have 180 inspections. So 180 times 24 will be $4,320, or we can do this without using the formula, and we can use it just in the way how we do in the mathematical apportionment, that is we can take 180 is to 320, that is 180 inspections are required for product A and 320 are required for product B. So we can apportion this cost driver in this ratio as well. So this will be simple, and as we are not asked about the cost drivers, we can just use this, that is we can take 12,000, multiply it with 180 and divide it by the total, that is 180 plus 320, which will be 500. So we get the same value of $4,320. So we can do this way as well. But as the question is about ABC costing, I have explained with the help of the formula as well. So For 200 units, the quality inspection cost will be $4,320. For 1 unit, how much? So again, we will have the cross multiplication. So the quality inspections cost for a single unit will be 4,320 times 1 divided by 200. We get the value as $21.60. Next we have order processing. We can use the formula and do the complete calculation for ABC accounting, but as we are doing it for just our working notes, we will do it in the simple way. That is, we are going to apportion the order processing cost between A and B in the ratio of orders processed for product A and product B. For product A, we have the number of orders processed as 240, and for product B it is 120. So we'll take for product A, the total cost which was given for the order processing was 18,000 times 240, which is the number of orders processed for product A, divided by the total, that is 240 plus 120 will be 360. We get the value of order processing cost for the total production as $12,000. This is for 200 units. 200 units, the value is 12,000. For 1 unit, how much? Again, we cross multiply this. That is, the order processing cost for a single unit will be 12,000 times 1 divided by 200, which will be $60. For other overheads, it have been mentioned that they are apportioned on the basis of units produced, and WJ PLC have produced 200 units of product A and 480 units of product B. So we can apportion this for product A as the total value which is given is 37,400 times 200, that is for product A we have produced 200 units of product A, divided by total, that is 200 plus 480, which will be 680 units. So when we do this, we get the total cost for other overheads for product A as $11,000. This is for 200 units. For 1, how much? It will be again 11,000 times 1 divided by 200, which will be $55. So we have completed all the working notes. Now let's start with the solution. We have to find the selling price of 1 unit of product A. For selling price, we have a formula, that is, the unit selling price will be equal to cost plus markup. So first we'll find the cost. To this we add the markup, we will get the unit selling price. So here we'll start with the direct material cost. For 1 unit we have calculated this as $140. Direct labor cost for 1 unit of product A was $99. Quality inspection cost for 1 unit of product A was calculated as $21.60. Order processing cost for 1 unit of product A was calculated as $60. Other overheads for 1 unit of product A was $55. Now we will total this up, that is 140 plus 99 plus $21.60 plus 60 plus $55 will get the cost as $375.60. And for this we'll find the markup. The markup percentage was given as 50%. So 375.60 times 50%, we get the value as 187.80. So now we add this to, that is $375.60 plus $187.80. We get the unit selling price as $563.40. Furthermore, we have additional information which says that the directors are considering ways in which to reduce the cost incurred by product A so that its selling price can be reduced. They are considering 2 options. In option 1, we have the directors think that the number of orders processed for product A could be reduced by 50% if a large quantity of material was bought with each order. Then we have discounts could then be earned, reducing the direct material price by 10%. The reduction in the number of orders processed would also mean that the junior purchasing clerk could be made redundant. This would reduce the total cost of order processing by $4,944 per annum. Option 2. This involves using workers in the factory who are less skilled than those employed at present. They would be paid $2.30 per hour less than the current budgeted rate. These workers would be allowed to take 10% longer on each unit to compensate for their lower skill level. There would be an increase of 80 quality inspection each year for product A. This would increase the total cost of inspection by $3,080 per annum. Under both options, the rate of markup would be unchanged. There would be no change to the number of orders processed or inspection undertaken for product B, and overheads would be apportioned in the line with the revised level of each activity. In the B part of the question, we are asked to calculate the change in the selling price of 1 unit of product A, which would arise if option 1 was implemented. Now let's do the calculation in our working notes. It was given that the discounts could be earned if we are placing larger quantity of orders. Then we will earn, that is WJPLC will earn a discount, and this will reduce the direct material price by 10%. So the unit direct material price which we have calculated in the bit A of the question was $140. Now the saving will be of 10%, that is 140 times 10%, which will be $14, and this will be the discount received by WJPLC. Then further we have the information that the directors think the number of order processed for product A could be reduced by 50% if a large quantity of material was bought with each order. Furthermore, the reduction in the number of order processed would also mean that the junior purchasing clerk could be made redundant. This would reduce the total cost of order processing by $4,944 per annum. Now the total order processing cost which we have done in the working notes for bit A of the question, and we have explained that the total cost was $18,000, and this was in the ratio of 240:120. So there the ratio of apportionment for product A was 240 divided by 240 plus 120, which will be 360, and we got the order processing cost for 1 unit as $60, and this you can refer back to the working notes of bit A. Now here we have the new total order processing cost, that is now this 18,000 will be reduced by $4,944 as this clerk will be made redundant. So 18,000 minus 4,944, it will be $13,056, and this will be the new order processing cost if option 1 has been taken up. Then this will also reduce the total number of order processing for A by 50%. That is 50% will be half of this orders, that is 240. We have to divide this by 2. It will be 50%, that is we will have 120 orders for product A, and for product B it will remain same, that is it will be 120 order process for product B. Now we'll have the ratio for A as 120 divided by 120 plus 120 will be 240. So this will be the ratio of apportionment for product A. So now we'll take this new order processing cost, which is 13,056, and we multiply it with 120 divided by 240. We get the value as $6,528, and this is for 200 units. For 1 unit, how much? It will be 6,528 divided by 200 units. We get the order processing cost for 1 unit as $32.64. Now let's calculate the change in the selling price of 1 unit of product A if option 1 was implemented. You see the saving in direct material cost which we have calculated in the first working notes was $14, and this was the value by which the direct material cost will be reduced if option 1 is implemented. Furthermore, the previous order processing cost which we have calculated in the bit A of the question was $60. Now if option 1 is implemented, the new order processing cost which we have calculated in the second working notes will be $32.64. So when we subtract this from $60, we get the cost saving or reduction in the cost of order processing by $27.36. So when we add this to, that is $14 plus $27.36, we get the total cost saving of $41.36. This is the reduction in the cost. Now markup, we calculate the markup as profit on the cost, and as cost is reducing, the markup will also be reduced on this value, that is $41.36 times 50%. So now the markup which we are going to reduce will be $20.68. So when we add this to, that is $41.36 plus $20.68, we get the reduction in selling price as $62.04. So that means previously when option 1 was not implemented, our selling price was $563.40. Now after implementing option 1, this will be reduced by $62.04. So the selling price if option 1 is implemented will be $501.36. Now in the bit C of the question, we are asked to calculate the change in the selling price of 1 unit of product A which would arise if option 2 was implemented. So we'll start with the working notes. It was given for option 2. This involves using workers in the factory who are less skilled than those employed at present. They would be paid $2.30 per hour less than the current budgeted rate. These workers would be allowed to take 10% longer on each unit to compensate for their lower skill levels. So previously, before bit A of the question, we have calculated the direct labors. There we have taken 9 hours and we have taken the wage rate as $11, and we got the unit direct labor cost as $99. Now if option 2 is implemented, we require 10% longer time for making 1 unit. So previously it was 9 hours, it will be 9 hours plus 10% of 9 hours, which will be 0.9. This will be added. Now the time taken to make 1 unit will be 9.9 hours. And again here what they have mentioned, the wage rate will be reduced. Previously it was $11. Now it will be $11 minus $2.30. The new wage rate will be $8.70. So based on this, the present labor rate for 1 unit will be 9.9 hours times $8.70. So it will be $86.13. Furthermore, we have that there would be an increase of 80 quality inspection each year for product A. This would increase the total cost of inspection by $3,080 per annum. Previously, when we have done the calculation for the quality inspection cost before bit A of the question, in the working notes we have taken 12,000 as the cost for quality inspection, and this was apportioned between product A and product B in the ratio of 180:320. So the ratio for product A was 180 divided by the total, that is 180 plus 320, which will be 500. And the quality inspection cost for 1 unit which we got was $21.60. Now if option 2 is implemented, then the total quality inspection cost will increase by $3,080. So 12,000 plus 3,080, it will be $15,080. And even there will be increase in the quality inspection by 80 times. So it will be 180 plus 80. Now the total will be 260 inspection for product A and 320 for product B, as this will not change. So now the ratio for product A will be 260 divided by 260 plus 320, which will be 580. So now the total quality inspection for product A will be 15,080 times 260 divided by 580, which will be $6,760. This is for 200 units. For 1 unit, how much? It will be 6,760 divided by 200, which will be $33.80. Now let's calculate the change in the selling price of 1 unit of product A if option 2 was implemented. Previously we have calculated the direct labor cost for 1 unit of product A. In bit A of the question it was $99. Now the new direct labor cost for 1 unit of product A if option 2 is implemented. We have calculated this in our first working notes as $86.13, and if we subtract this from $99 we get the cost saving for direct labor cost as $12.87 for 1 unit of product A if option 2 is implemented. Then we have the inspection cost. In bit A of the question we got this as $21.60. Now the new inspection cost which we have calculated in the second working notes, we got the value as $33.80. So when we subtract this from $21.60 we have the cost which have been increased by $12.20. As this is increase in cost, it is negative. So we subtract this from the savings which we got from the direct labor cost of $12.87. We get the cost saving as 67 cents. To this, if we calculate the markup of 50%, we get the value of 33 cents. So now the reduction in the selling price will be $1. Now if you remember previously, you see the selling price if option 2 was not implemented, we got as $563.40. From there, if we subtract $1, the selling price which we will have if option 2 is implemented will be $562.40. In the debate of the question, we are asked to advise the director whether or not they should implement either option 1 or option 2, and we have to justify our answer. If they go for option 1, there are many advantages and few disadvantages which we will discuss here. If they go for option 1, there will be considerable drop in the selling price, that is by $62.04, and this will surely increase the demand as well as the sale for product A, and it also lead to increase in the production for product A. And we also have to see how much the competitors are charging for this product. If the competitors are charging a higher price, naturally we will get the competitive advantage, and this will also lead to higher sales and higher profit for WJ PLC. Furthermore, when they purchase large quantity of material, there are less chances that they may go out of stock in case of scarcity, and they may always have some buffer available. However, there are some disadvantages if they purchase the raw material in large quantity, because this will require additional storage facility and this will increase the storage cost. Furthermore, the cash would be tied up in the form of inventory. Moreover, when there is decrease in the cost, there will also be decrease in markup, and this may lead to lower profit if the sales volume are unchanged. But if the sales volume are increased, the profit will also increase. And furthermore, we also get a discount if we are purchasing the material in large quantity, which will also increase the profit. Since the revised order process costs are being apportioned between the small number of orders, then there will be a knock-on effect on product B, and the cost of product B will increase by small amount. And one more drawback which we have here is the junior purchasing clerk is made redundant. That means we may not have any junior purchasing clerk if there is no one trained up to this position, and this may lead to a problem in the smooth running of the business. So this have to be considered as well. If we go for option 2, then there is a very small reduction in the cost and selling price, which is just $1, and this small reduction may not make the product more attractive to the customers and may not increase the sales. Furthermore, the company reputation may be affected because the existing workers will be laid off and unskilled workers will be hired, and this may also lead to cause in the decline of the quality as the unskilled workers may not be good enough to produce the product with the same quality. However, the unskilled workers are allowed a longer time on each unit, that is, they are allowed for 10% more time, that is, they are able to produce the same product with 9.9 hours. So, this may lead to improve in quality, and there may be training costs for less skilled workers because they are not as skilled as the existing workers, and this will also lead to a higher cost, as well as it may also not be easy to find enough workers to replace the existing workers. And what if the company plans, if the quality inspection shows up a lot of problems because of less skilled workers? There may be lot of problems with the quality as well as with the products produced. So what is the plan of the company should also be made beforehand so that they may not face problem with this. And I would advise the directors that they should implement option 1 because it have more benefits than the drawbacks, and option 2 may not lead to any benefits for the company. Hence option 1 is more suitable option for WJ PLC. In the EBIT of the question, we are asked to suggest 2 reasons why the directors had chosen to use activity-based costing ABC rather than the traditional costing method in setting the selling price. You see, ABC costing have various advantages when compared to the traditional costing method. Like in ABC costing, we use the cost drivers, and this cost drivers gives us more accurate or realistic information. This helps us to understand how the overheads have been apportioned and how they have been incurred, and this also helps us in finding the areas where they can be cost saving, and thus this helps us to make a decision how the product should be continued and how the profit can be increased, as we have seen in option 1 and option 2. So these are the various benefits which they will get if they take up ABC costing, and hence the directors of WJPLC have taken up ABC costing. So with this we have completed this question. Thanks for watching my videos and have a great life.